Snippets from the Sauna, read by W.S. Klass. Bound by Trauma by A.B. Cuevas. Connecting dots. The creaking from the top of the stairs gives me goosebumps. There's one door right in front of me that's slightly ajar. Glances left and right show me that there are 7 rooms in total, but I'm being tugged towards the room right in front of me. Holding my breath, I make my way over, softly pushing against the barrier that seems to shield me from the glass eyes that peer at me from inside. The room looks like it belonged to a child, a girl. The bed sits in the middle of the room, still made. It surprises me that after all this house has been through, this room sits here, frozen in a better time. The walls have decaying paint chips off the walls. Drawers are left open with some clothes neatly piled on top, protected by a sheet of dust. There are so many dolls. Depending on who you ask, they'd say I have a dramatic fear of porcelain dolls. My grandmother used to have some, and every time I visit her, something would always happen. If I spent the night there, I'd wake up with tiny scratches that seemed to just appear from thin air. Their scrutinizing glass eyes seemed to trace my movements. It didn't matter what I did. I was an unwelcome visitor to them. The sensation of being watched is so thick, people in the next county over probably feel it. I slowly make my way towards the bed where one doll sits. Right now, my feet have a mind of their own, and I'm just here for their moral support. At this moment, my hands are slick with a cold sweat of panic. They tremble hard, as if they're leaves in last night's storm. Forgetting what the warmth of life in my hands feels like, I can't help but reach out and softly grasp the doll. What looks back at me is one glass blue eye. Half of her face is gone. It almost makes my heart ache. Black hair hangs down her ceramic scalp. The hole in her face seems to call to me, almost begging me to release whatever's inside of it. She's wearing a white dress that has lace on the bottom skirt. I place her on top of the pillow. For some odd reason, I just needed to make sure she was okay. I began to examine the rest of the room, starting with the closet. The shadows cling to the corners and are thick enough to stick to some unknown lurker. This feels extremely off, but I have to continue. The top shelves are lined with children's shoes, and the bottom has clothes for a young girl. Behind the clothes are rows upon rows of ceramic tiny tears watching, waiting for one slip up. Steady steps lead me back into the suffocating silence of the room. Just like the rest of the house, this room reeks of decay brought on by the rotting wood. Floorboards groan in protest against my weight. The trees outside leave grotesque shadows. If I didn't know better, I'd think whatever is chasing me is right in the room with me. I can only assume that this room once felt warmth with its tiny occupant. Now there is only coldness. I decide I need to check the drawers, grasping at whatever little hope I can find. The first one led to nothing. Spiders, rat feces, and cobwebs welcomed me. It's as if they're guarding the clothes, hoping to one day see the young master again. In the second drawer, I'm greeted with a journal. Small bursts of euphoria burst through me as I flip to the middle of the little brown diary. June 28th, 1922. Daddy said we may be able to see Mommy today. I'm so excited. I have to tell her about my friends. I'm glad that I'll be able to see my mother once more before I leave. Hell told me that he was going to show me something people could only dream of. He said that it was all right that I told my mommy I was going, but I wasn't allowed to tell her his name. I also had to promise I wouldn't tell Father. Hale said if I told him, he'd find ways to bring such pain, and he wouldn't be my friend anymore. I don't want him to leave. Who's going to protect me against Father? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day that I get to find out the secrets that he's been hiding from me until I come back. I've asked my dolls to protect my father. I know I can count on them. The rest of the text is smudged, illegible, and lost to time. A heavy cold weight spreads through my veins. She never came back. The doll's only task was to make sure that no harm came to the family. Well, who was left of the family? June 29th, 1922. He's mad today. I'm not sure why I think he believes I may have told Father about our plans. I swear I did no such thing. He shattered Agatha's face after I told him I no longer wanted to go. I didn't mean it. I was just upset. Father isn't home, so I need to go find him. The entry ends there. The dark smudges on the page have me assuming that she's met a fate similar to mine. She never saw it coming. Turn around, Jake. Go back home. You shouldn't be here. The soft wind blows the message straight into my ear. Once again, goosebumps rise on my arms. Slowly, I turn my body around, being greeted by the sight of the doll I have placed down on the pillow. Her one eye is focusing on me as it gives me its warning to leave. It's right. I shouldn't be here. I should be home by now. The urgency within me rushes me to put the journal back where I found it, diverting my line of vision from the drawer back to the rest of the room almost has me pissing my pants. Each doll in this room has come out to watch me, scrutinizing my every step. I don't need to be told twice. I'll leave.